start with the big news. Let's not waste any time here because the Nuggets made a surprising decision today.
Like on the level of NBA shocks, this is like just below Luka getting traded in the middle of the season. Like Mike Malone getting fired from the Denver Nuggets 3 games before the playoffs is nearly unprecedented. Like to give you the scope, like this is the latest that an NBA coach has been fired since Huey Brown in 1981. So I think that ties like the record for the latest in history. So this isn't something that we've seen before, especially not on a team that at least recently has been a championship contender, has, you know, one of the top 3 MVP finalists in that season. You know, like this isn't a team that's, you know, been struggling for a long time. Like I know that they've been around 500 essentially since the All-Star break, but there's a history of success with this team. And I think it's still one of the more feared teams in the Western Conference. So to make this move is surprising, and you have to imagine that things had to be really bad internally for them to not only fire their coach this late in the season, but also their general manager.
That's what I want to know the tea. I want to know all the tea of what's going on in Denver that you said we're going to fire the head coach and the GM with 3 games left in the regular season.
Somebody go spill it.
Yeah. I mean, like it's been like the worst kept secret in the league that Booth and Malone hated each other. Yeah. And I wonder if ownership was like, I'm tired of dealing with both y'all. So
y'all both can get the fuck out of here.
Like he in one ear telling you one thing, the other ear telling you stuff. And it's just like, I don't know who to believe. So
both of you can go.
Yeah.
I guess that's an easy way to fix that.
Yeah, but again, we had the conversation. I feel like we're having a repeat, like copy and paste conversation from last week, talking about the Grizzlies firing Taylor Jenkins, where it's like, why now?
My first thought was, knowing what we know about Mike Malone, he's very intense. He's been there for 10 years. Eventually, like the message kind of gets lost. Like that voice has to change. Like we talked about this when the Bucks fired Mike Budenholzer, where it's like, you know, you can only take some stuff for so long. Where, you know, if it's a combative situation that kind of makes you better over time, it's going to be like, you know what? I've been successful. I don't know. You don't need to keep talking to me like this. You don't need to, you know what I mean? Like, you get off my ass essentially, and you start to tune them out. So I can imagine that something like that. And especially if there's friction with the front office, ownership isn't happy about them not playing well. Apparently they were fighting over Russell Westbrook's minutes. Like there is a lot of stuff going on internally in this, but again, it's like, it's hard to punt essentially on a prime year from an all-time NBA great. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of got to ride it out. But it's like, if it was that bad that they felt like they needed to make this move at this time, then it must have. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt that it was bad internally.
I mean, that's definitely one way to look at it. Like you said, it's been no secret that apparently Booth and Malone did not get along. I heard on the Zach Lowe, what's his new show called? The Zach Lowe Show. I think that's just it.
It's very creative.
Yeah. Hey, ESPN owned Low Post, so he had to do something different. But he had Matt Moore on. Not the lowdown.
Oh, that would have hit.
No, it would not. not in the way he was intended for it.
That's the down low. You just
I mean, what's weird about it also is, if you think about it, Bud. Well, first it was Vogel. 2 years later, one chip. 2 years later, he was gone. Bud, and 2 years later, he gone. Now Malone, 2 years later, he gone. It's kind of interesting.
Nick Nurse, I think it was 3 years
for him.
Tyronn Lue, I believe, was 2 years. So aside from Steve Kerr and Joe Mazzulla, like the last, 7 of the last 9 coaches that have won titles?
Fired.
Sorry, no.
Because
5 of the last 7.
Is a title year I guess commonly amongst them coaches, has the title year also been the year where they like, look, if y'all don't do something, y'all getting fired anyways?
Not necessarily. For Bud, it definitely was.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Ty Lue, that was his first half season.
Yeah.
So no. Nurse, that was his first season. So no. Vogel always kind of.
It was always kind of on the rim. We thought Kid was going to take over.
He always seemed like a substitute teacher. So
isn't that when they had Kid on the bench?
Yeah, we thought Kid was going to take over like halfway through the season,
and they had wanted to get Tyronn. They wanted Tyronn Lue at the beginning anyway, and then they, lowballed him. So he's like, "Fuck y'all."
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. You're currently the 4th seed in the West. You're fighting for you're in good playoff positioning. I just feel like
ain't 4th tied with 8th.
It is. So. But you're in it. I mean,
you're in the fight.
They had lost 4 games straight. I understand the defense has fallen off a cliff, but part of it isn't on Malone. It's also the team just as it's constructed, which is part of why when Booth is fired, you're like, I get it. I understand. You can question if they should have let Jeff Green go when they let him go. You can question if they should let KCP go, Bruce Brown, key guys who fit into their rotation. But they also had some bad luck. They drafted DeRon Holmes this year thinking he was going to come in and be a rookie who's going to be able to impact them immediately. He tore his ACL before the season even started. So, you were already down somebody. You have gotten contributions from, Brown, was Peyton Watson, and some other young guys on the roster, but young guys are going to be somewhat inconsistent. That's what young guys do. And I just feel like going into the playoffs, firing your coach it's not a signal of, hey guys, I believe in you. I don't care what the owner is saying right now of the Nuggets. We still have championship aspirations. You just fired your coach. That signals to me more than anything that y'all feel like this year ain't gonna work. So why are we continuing to hold on to it? But
I thought about this when we had the conversation last week and kind of let you get in.
Oh no, you said
much, but it's kind of I think I see it kind of differently. Where it's if we just wanted to play out the string, we just would let it be what it is. We're actually trying to save this thing because we feel like it's going in the wrong direction with whoever we have right now. We believe in this team. We think they need a new voice versus we ain't going nowhere anyway. So why would we fire him now as opposed to just play out the string and let it be what it is? You know what I'm saying? You're actually trying something now as opposed to just letting it be what it is and address it in the offseason.
Ken, I know if you have any opinions, definitely want to hear those, but I have a question specific for you because the Denver Nuggets have been a thorn in the Lakers' side for the last few years. Does this firing change how you feel about that team heading into the playoffs? Where if it ended up being a Denver Lakers matchup, you're kind of I feel a little bit better about it because Malone is gone.
I do feel bad. I hate the fucking Denver Nuggets. So this firing, great that it happened now. We're number 3. I mean, everything in the West, not them being in shambles is nothing but great news to us.
Until they wind up in the 6th seed.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that. Ain't nobody trying to see that. But I'm not, I was still confident about the Lakers, just how we've been playing. We've been playing at a very high level defensively and offensively. Of course, we got Luka. And health, barring injuries, long as we go into the playoffs healthy, I'm very confident that we can go far in the playoffs. Denver being in turmoil, that does nothing but help us, help our case even more. I hate them, fam. I really do. Over the past 4 or 5 years, I've gained to hate them. I respect Jokic. I know you the greatest, but fuck you.
I'm just imagining Ken being that meme where it's the kid dancing on top of the chair in his classroom.
Oh, in the classroom?
Yeah, because when y'all was texting, I was going to be like, hey, tough break, motherfucker. Tough break, get your shit together. We'll handle problems over here in LA.
We have a couple of comments that came through.
I would say Shaolin.
Yeah, first, okay, so in that case then, first, Serial Sensei said, moral of the story. The pink slip doesn't discriminate. The white box is always on standby. It don't discriminate at all. And Shaolin said, I feel like the league and the teams are trying to exert dominance, saying that anyone can get traded, anyone can get fired at any time.
Well, my brother, I'm glad that you had something to say to that extent. Conspiracy brother is here to say today.
Lights got to dim and shit.
That would be hilarious.
Right, just turn them all down and shit.
Hey, dude, turn them back
So, as stated previously, with the Taylor Jenkins fire, and then this week we have Mike Malone 3 games before the playoffs. And God forbid, I know it happened, but we have the Luka trade.
Okay.
So to Shaolin's point,
he said, God forbid.
Exactly. What's going on? Where is he going with this?
So to his point, is the league quietly and collectively sending a message to the rest of the league that I don't give a shit who you are, player, GM, coach, you done, no matter what. Because it seems like right now that's kind of the wave that is going. Because shit, you fire Malone. Malone is an accomplished coach. 3 games before the playoffs. I don't give a shit how bad it is. Yeah. It can't be that bad. Was 3 before the playoffs, and if it is, that means it should have been done. If it was that bad,
yeah, he'll have a job immediately.
I mean, I did see the video. I think it was a clip after a game last week or a week or two ago where he's talking. He's just pretty much like, they ain't listening no more. So I don't know what else to tell them to do. And I guess we get to a point where a coach is saying, I don't know what else to say to these niggas.
So you punish the person telling.
You know what I mean? I'm like, they not listening. And I did see someone bring up the point of, I forget who made this point, and I wish I could remember it. But I think it was on Twitter. And they said, like, it seems that the coaches that are getting fired are the ones that tend to have loud voices and hold their players accountable both publicly and privately. And we know it's a players' league, but are we moving too far in the direction of players just don't want to be held accountable and they just kind of want to run things how they want to run things?
I think it's tough because, I don't know if it's always been the case, but it's definitely been a tipping point in the last couple of years where the players make so much more money than the coach. So it's hard for somebody that's like your boss to kind of be more expendable than you. You know what I mean? Like,
so you saying the players be in the locker room going broke ass?
Well, bro, yeah, but that's kind of going back to my point. Is like the league also understands. Okay, we giving out a lot of fucking money right now. They are, and we're going to let this train run the hell away because they're making so much money, and we need them to. Our return on investment has to be at least what we shelling out to them. So we're adhering to a lot of the players, but they need to understand this is still our league. So are they quiet? I feel like they're quietly showing, I don't give a fuck how much you make. I don't care what position you in, because firing the coach, everybody's shocked, sure, but to turn around and fire the GM right behind him?
They clarify that they just didn't extend his contract. His contract is up.
Miss me with the corporate speak. Baby said a whole bunch of words, and at the end of the damn day, you fucking me.
Lord, Jesus!
Like, I don't give a shit. Like Bernie Mac did in a.
I ain't scared of you, motherfuckers.
And they don't respect who you are as a person,
right? They don't respect you or your professionalism, and then you are the one training them or helping them develop. And you tell them they not listening, so they say "fuck you."
I mean.
It's a lot of fucks going on.
It's a lot of corporate.
A lot of fucks going on.
They doing good.
I was going to say something, but y'all would have made it a title. And, I don't want that.
Oh, yeah.
Corporate speak.
We need fucks going around. I like that.
Okay.
What was I going to say? Oh, one, congratulations, Shay. You are the MVP.
Two, if your coach gets fired, you can't be the MVP. Apparently. That's what they say.
But actually, you know what? I can see them flipping and be like, he was carrying this team, and they quit on the coach.
He was the coach.
Yeah, he gets extra points for this. I thought he was frustrated about the defensive performance. I'm like, that's like y'all complaining about shooting. Like, bro, you.
Damn.
Ain't no way you complaining.
Y'all got me shooting.
You need to do better at this thing. I can't do at all.
Like, Giannis is mad because the Bucks got the worst free throw percentage in the league. Like,
did you contribute to this?
My brother?
Is this part of a you problem?
But to answer your question, like, I yes and no. Like, I think what it really is that there's been an influx of new ownership over the last 10 to 15 years, and like that old guard that kind of was. I don't want to phrase it. Like, basically, that old guard, like, did things the way that had been established. Like, they were much more. Thank you. They were much more traditional in that, this is how we do business. You don't fire a guy, with a week left in the season. Right. You don't trade, your franchise guy out of the blue. You just don't do that. That's not how we do things in NBA. Where it's like they have a lot of guys coming in, many of them from like, the private equity line where like they're naturally
assholes.
More, yes, but that's all rich people. But they're naturally more impatient. So it's like, the Dallas owners, like, I think that they weren't private equity, but they were in like gaming and stuff. So it's like you expect results immedially, and it's like, if I don't get it now, then I'm gonna find somebody else that can. Because there are a million of you, and I can go and find them. And I'm smart, and I'm whatever, and I can find it. And I can figure this. Well, it's more so like
right, you're wrong.
They built their fortunes because like they're the smartest people in the room, and they think that translates to literally every aspect of their lives. So they're like, oh, this guy that has spent his life at the NBA coach, or this guy is dedicated to his craft, or this guy that has been a scout and worked his way up. Like, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. I've been watching basketball for the last 5 years. Right. I know this is easy.
I've learned the whole game.
It's just math, and we can just figure this. Like, it's just analytics. So I'm
trying to moneyball it.
So
yeah, it's like they think that. So they're looking at it like everybody is replaceable. Everybody's just like a widget that you can just plug in. And if that doesn't work, then take them out and plug somebody else in. And that's what's going to fix it.
I feel like it's also a fuck the unwritten rules.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of new guard that comes in. You said a lot of traditionalism that's passed along is a lot of unwritten rules. Like, you just don't do that. You just don't say that.
They call themselves disruptors, and like you're disrupting the way that the NBA does.
Well, it should be written if it's unwritten. Like, shut your goof at, like, dog. Sometimes it's just a mutual respect. That's what unwritten rules are. In essence, it's a mutual respect thing across the board. They're like, hey, we all understand and agree to that. Though we ain't got to say it, we mutually respect the fact that this is what we do in this environment.
I mean, it started with the players, and now it's kind of
branched out to all.
It started with like role players, but now it's branching out to everybody. Where it's like they just look at you as a number on the spreadsheet.
Listen, I think all that is because of parity in the league, where all these teams now are coming in here saying we have a team that can compete for a championship, and if they come up short, heads got to roll, because there are so many other teams that are also in the same category of, I think I can win a championship this year. And when that pool gets bigger, the pressure becomes greater on a lot of the other teams as well.
One team can win.
That's the only one to win.
Exactly, which is again why I say, if we can do anything, we got to really start toning back the rings conversations, and just we're gonna try.
I mean, we've been trying for 8 years.
And we're going to keep trying. That's what we own. That's the platform. And it's enjoying the journey, enjoying what's happening, enjoying that a team that won 15 games can come the next year and win 42, whatever it is. Like, figure out a way to enjoy.
Can we just do that after we win another championship?
Here you go.